think we're good. All right. Now let me put the game back up, and we can at least talk about what was going on and where things were headed and how things were going. I think we should be able to possibly even get this turn in. We'll try. Alright, so I'm going to get it from the autosave, which hopefully got us up to that point. Looks like it did. Yeah, it looks like it at least got your forward movement. Alright, the game's back up. If you want to get reconnect.
Cool.
That is the beauty of Tabletop Simulator. It'll save it, but it's not horribly often. It saves every 3 minutes, I think.
Are you going to put this setup on the workshop, like to be downloaded?
Yeah, what I might do is I might remove the TooFatLardy imagery from it. Just those, and then I might just provide those images to anybody that wants them. That I don't know. I just need to check with them that they're okay with some of that, or I might. See, I don't think these are like original KS1824 images. Some of these, some of them are TooFatLardies copyright. So
yeah.
just kind of, I'm hesitant. And also this map, I have absolutely no idea.
What was the password for the thing again? Sorry.
It should be
Marengo. Oh, it's on the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I can. Here, I'll just repaste
Oh,
it.
hang on. So,
repaste it there if you want. Alright, so I think we had gotten in these moves before it saved, but I think we need to move these
Correct.
guys. Yeah, so these guys are about, I think we said about like that. Maybe a little bit. Were they galloping or trotting?
Galloping, yes.
Okay, so they're probably more here now. Okay. Want any of these moved?
No, just the 6th Dragoon on the far left, coming toward the center where 1st, 2nd, and 20th cavalry are.
So I'll leave that as a gallop, I assume.
And them two also at a gallop.
Take a little bit. Let's do it the other way. Okay, I think that's all your guys, right?
Yeah.
From movement perspective. Alright,
Yep.
Tom, what would you like to move? You're welcome to move it yourself if you feel comfortable. If you need to ask a question.
I might do a bit of that.
Yeah, just to get. If for nothing else, just gets you used to it. Yeah, those guys are probably
a bit forward. Is this enough?
Yeah, I don't know if you can.
Much,
I mean, you can do that.
Advancing while firing. Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's fine. I think it's the length of the turns they don't.
Sorry, stop me if this is wrong.
No, you're good.
Is that about as far as it could go? Or too much?
I think you're good. It's right about there. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit like that.
And this moves slightly forward.
Mm-hmm.
And this horse artillery, I haven't moved this yet.
No, you haven't.
Moves slightly forward and it's going to fire. And it's going to move here. Oops. There. Is that right?
Yep, looks right.
I think that's all for all my units moved.
Okay.
Or these skirmishes in the chateau,
Yeah,
can they adopt a slightly more sort of tactical formation, maybe?
Well, these guys are definitely in, and then these guys are getting in the back here. And then simultaneously, these guys are coming forward. Let me check them. I don't think I could. They're coming towards you. But I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna let them charge just based on how much movement they had to do to get out of the orchard.
Uh-huh.
Okay, these guys are off to Never Never Land, I think. These guys were in tandem. Where the heck? Oh, these guys. That's what I thought. I thought there were more units. These guys are coming up. Now here's where things get scrunchy. He was not going to move so he could fire here. But that's not, still not going to be good. I'm going to get him out of here. Now here's the question. These guys are going to be coming into... Can skirmish assault skirmish? It's a good question, and we might as well try to answer it, right? Two squadrons and two squadrons. This is about an overstrength equivalent. Oop, didn't mean to do that to you. These guys are gonna come out and... Again, because of the difficult terrain, I'm not going to have them. But I'm going to get. This is going to get rough. Oh, wait a minute. No, I don't want to do that. Alright. This guy's finally going to stop firing. this guy's leaving. Okay, I think that's it there. I think he's packing his bags for now. He's reincorporating. These are large units, by the way. I think that's about it here. Movement. Anything else movement-wise for you over here, Tom? Bill, you haven't moved, have you?
No.
Okay. Where would you like to end up? Or where had you at least originally intended?
Yeah. And so these guys can see this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
They form square.
whether they can fire. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I honestly don't know what the designation is. I'll just put these on here or something. I'm assuming they're calling their skirmishers in.
Yes.
Okay. So they'll call them in and form square here. Moving this guy at all? Oh, you already did. Moving these guys? And remember, he's got about, let's see, 100 paces outside of action, so. You want that there artillery to move at all?
No, because I don't want them to go through the marsh.
Okay. Well, he can bump out of the way if you. You good? You want him to come up? You can come up here if you want.
Yeah.
So this is yours too. You want him to stay there as well, or?
I want him in the chateau. Can he?
Okay, I think that's a village. But it will give him. Do you want him to keep skirmishers out or bring him back? Okay. I'll put him like on the outskirts with cover, and otherwise the infantry's in the village for some cover. All right. Anything else here with Marat? Oh, wait, we haven't moved him, have we? Or did we? Yeah, we did move him. What about any other movement here? Third cavalry of Victor at all? This cav? Or this Marat one? 6 dragoons at all? I don't know if we moved these two right here.
I'm sorry, say again?
Did Marat, do you want this 6 dragoons to move at all, or?
Yeah, to move up here with the first,
first
and second, and then the 20th.
Okay, these guys already moved. I think everybody.
Kind of a line, and then
these guys already
moved.
moved.
And then the regiment he has with them to continue to move.
But we've already done the movement for this. Remember?
Oh yeah.
We'd moved.
Sorry, have you guys been speaking? I think I had an audio issue there.
We were just speaking, yeah.
So,
I don't know if we'd moved this block of anything. So did you want them to move at all?
Yeah. So about this to kind of like come online, like up to the north of Marengo.
Like so, about like this.
Yeah.
And including this as well, or no?
Yeah.
Okay. And these guys stay here. All right. They look good. Otherwise, what about the Lennis? Do you want this 5th Dragoon to move at all, or stay where they're at?
They're just gonna hold.
Okay. I think we are all moved. So things get a little weird here. let's go ahead and do the artillery here. I'm assuming you're going to try to take a pot shot at the dragoons, or you get a pretty reasonable shot here.
The shot would be better if it was on.
They are meeting with your units, though, so I don't know if I'd recommend
I'm
firing.
going to aim for the dragoons.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Alright. I think...
because they're kind of encroaching a bit.
Still might get a bad, but I think it's canister. I think you might finally have small. Yeah, you have small canister on that. But bad. Alright, let's see what that does, though. That's infantry. Okay. That's gonna still be over here. Okay. Okay, actually 12 times. What is the factor on that? 6. 18 riders. I think it's still fine, but we can check it after this. That was that. Is this... I'm assuming this infantry is not firing?
No, it's not.
Okay. I think we need to figure out whether this becomes a skirmish or a skirmish assault. Neither of us really declared it. We're almost just in a point-blank dueling. Neither of us really declared an assault. What was your intention? I mean, you're welcome to correct that.
No, I hadn't particularly declared an assault. We're not bayonet range, are we?
No, you have to pretty much declare it.
Then I'll just... I won't assault any further. I'll just fire.
Just almost a point-blank fire, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Guess that's... With cover. Both of us have cover up to 20, up to 100. This is going to start getting painful. Got 6 on that. Not as good as you could have done this for the... How much does this guy... Okay, so 20... Okay, this guy is breaking. He will get his shot off, but...
Yeah, is he dispersed then?
Yeah, the equivalent, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, in this case, it's almost a total destruction, so it's basically the total destruction one.
Right.
But he did get a shot on you, and let's see what that... Okay, that might be painful. Okay, but it goes for your total. Okay. You're down a third. You got some pretty considerable shots were made there, okay? But you survived and you pushed him back. Alright. I think similar situation here. So let's roll for you. Oop. Hold on a second. That is what it did, and that's the best one you can get. It's a 65. I think he's gonna... Yes, he's gonna break. These units are pretty small in comparison.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, but he does get a similar... it's not too great, but... Maybe it's on a battery. 20 on the battery. 20 points would be... white 2 guns, but you got a gun off this. Okay, good hit, I think. Wait a minute. No, you were going off. What the heck did I do there?
Is this the artillery or still the?
I don't know what the heck I was just doing. I think I was doing the counterfire of the battalion against you. Right?
Oh right,
Yeah,
okay.
but then, did I already mark it? No, I'm sorry, I did that entirely wrong. I don't know what the hell I was doing. So you had rolled a 1, which was 20. This was 100 on. Oh no, what the hell did I do? Were we doing your fire on him? No, we already did that. We were doing his fire on you. Who the heck was I just rolling for? Sorry about that. I just totally lost what we just did. I think you were supposed to take fire, right?
I think so. I don't blame you. It's
I'm
very.
Yeah. But that means, I think. Let me re-roll this. Okay, but he's just skirmisher. But it is still pretty rough. Okay, I don't think you're hurting a little bit there actually. Everybody cannot fire. He just moved into that edge position. I think this guy can fire on. They have a 45-degree angle. I'm gonna call that no. Are you firing?
Can the artillery fire on that advancing cavalry?
Yeah. Let's see. Let's take a look at artillery versus cav. I think it was a special case. You add 25% to the effect because it's against the column coming up the road. Alright, so what's your distance? How far are we? Oh, I want to use this. Ooh, alright. So you're going to get canister plus 25%. So that could be good. Alright, so 6 pounds, and you'll get 25% more. So this could be a good shot. Get 2, which is not bad. That's pretty darn good. 40 points. That's going to take out a good amount of riders. Wow. Okay. Oof. How many are there in there? Hussar number 5, right wing. Okay, you didn't decimate it, but you did pretty damn good damage on it. Okay, took a pretty good chunk of them, about a quarter. This is a stupid move by me. Alright. Skirmish fire here, I think. And then a half battalion.
Because they're from the defended position, that's probably a good idea, isn't it?
I think so. So a battery could fire on the cavalry going by, but that just got hit. So that would be.
Yeah, I think cavalry.
I'd give you good on that, definitely. What do we got? We got skirmish. There, you're kind of light on people though. That one with cover. I'm gonna bring it up a rung. I'm gonna bring it up a rung just because of how many people. You're kind of light on skirmishers there now. So. Still not bad. You get the pretty good amount on them. 25 points. That's 12. 36 more riders. Yeah, you got a pretty good shot on them. Not bad. Not bad at all there, actually. They are gonna get fired on here.
By your infantry.
Just the distances. That's pretty much within 100. What did I get? 5? Oh no, I got 6. I just rolled that 6, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so, because I would have remembered on the other roll. So that wasn't as good as I thought it would be. 50. Where's your parent unit here? This one, I think. All right, nothing really to worry about. I'm not gonna do that. All right. I think there's no more shots here. Here, at least, right?
No.
No more assaults.
No.
Not really in range here. That cav battery is kind of holding its ammunition a little bit. This guy re-encompassed. I don't think we have any other shots other than the artillery over here. You gonna just try to hit this airbox brigade here in the middle again? Bill?
Yep.
Yeah. Pretty sure that's about 1100. Effects. Got a 1. It's not too bad. At least for that, it's not. Let's see, it's 10 by 5. I think another 50 off here. Not bad. Got a pot shot on there. You've killed at least a company out of there. Did his duty for the day. I think we will call it at this point, unless I missed anything. So what do you think? What are your impressions?
You know, I actually like the 24 rules.
I like them. I just need to. It's a little. Again, if we were on similarly gauged unit sizes, it would be a lot easier on my part, because I had to factor in sizes, or I was doing some janky stuff with, with this, the frontage and so forth. So, I think it came out in the wash, though. Definitely. I mean, none of your units are like you're hitting hard on an avant-garde, which is not. This is a battle brigade, and it's so, and you're rightfully buttering it, right? Trying to think of other things. This was a mistake on my part, just plain and simple. This was good getting here, because now you're going to be a thorn in the side, I think.
It's in a pretty poor tactical position, though, isn't it? I mean, almost
Yes,
surrounded.
this happened to me. Oddly enough, this happened to me last week on the John Tiller software version of this,
Oh,
and
right.
and my guys got stuck in there because literally they're stuck in the chateau. Hey, at least they're enjoying French bread and or Italian bread,
Exactly.
Italian
Yeah.
bread, um, Italian bread and wine.
And it's a good tactical position to take, isn't it?
Yes, it's definitely hard to drive them out. It'll be hard to drive them out, and they're going to be an annoyance. And they did pretty good. They had a really good shot here. They've taken a good amount of damage. If they get hit too much more, they'll probably break or surrender. In that case, probably surrender. This guy did very well. He's gonna get knocked out, but he took out about a third of this squadron. He's gonna be taken out though. This turn, I think.
Cavalry doesn't, well, artillery doesn't match
but
up very well against cavalry, I don't imagine.
Yeah, I don't. The thing with this game in particular, their interpretation of fire more than anything, no matter what, you're gonna take a bleeding.
Yeah.
There's not and I guess historically so. You're gonna get hurt. No matter what, you fire at each other, you're gonna get hurt. But it's definitely deadly, right? It's more deadly than most other interpretations of war games that I've ever played, I think. Just in that, and then we get into the weirdness again. We're again down to the weirdness of the unit sizes. So I'm going to try to figure out a way to kind of compensate for that. I thought this was an interesting exchange. The counter battery fire was interesting. I got a reasonable amount of your riders here.
You should advance into the city, though, shouldn't you have? Because then you could have kind of, flanked the whole situation.
Yeah, but my problem is that I was delayed here.
Right, yeah.
So, I probably could have done, more like that, right? Directly at it, or started to, right? Yeah. Yeah, agreed. Now, the one thing I will say is, and I think maybe that, again, we're kind of in a unit size relative sizing issue, is that this is about maybe 5,000 troops. This whole body is about 18,000. So, and unfortunately, and oddly enough, you wouldn't have known that necessarily, but these are large. And again, but a pretty good portion of it is cavalry. Now, these guys are not, I don't think I shaped these guys well. I think I probably should have been about more like that. These guys are pretty, So, some work on my part is getting it, as far as getting everything relatively sized appropriately and scaled. I'd like to also prepare the damage by men based on, instead of the point system. It took me time. It took me time to constantly convert the point value system.
Yeah.
So if I have a predetermined, and again, that needs to be a relative predetermined almost too, because if I'm sitting here firing with a battalion frontage against a maximum of a battalion plus frontage, right? So that I need to kind of reevaluate from a simulation perspective. What is your frontage? Like, if you're only a battalion and you're coming up against it's a little weird from an infantry fire position how much. It's still all relative though. You got hit, but it was a flesh wound in some cases. But where that disparity in relative size does come into play in the rules is in the assaulting. And you would have gotten dice that would have just eaten me alive, right? Like, you would have gotten dice 3 or dice 4 even from being 3 times as big or more, right? So that's what I need to try to figure out, is how do you scale the infantry fire? That's the only thing I had a little bit of a problem with. But I think otherwise it played relatively well.
No, yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It's slow.
I definitely enjoyed it.
This battle is weird, and this map is a little odd. well, let me rephrase that. The time scale, I just it's almost like we didn't even have to say the time scale
Uh,
because of the unit size, and it just ended up becoming all relative. So I don't know if we actually if that was really 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like each of those
hmm
turns probably was more like at least 10,
hmm
right?
Mm,
Because just because of the unit sizes and the relative spacing. Although that was the weird
yeah.
thing. The weird thing is though I did space this accurately, so we were using the right amount of paces. It's just again it's down to frontage and how it scales with larger units.
Right.
So what I think I might do in the future is like take like that avant-garde would have been really one, probably more of a one of these, right? This whole thing. So that's
Mm,
but then at that point I'm starting to become Blucher. I'm starting to become some other games, right? I don't want to make another game. I want to play
hmm
this as scaled as makes sense,
yeah.
right? So I think it
Hmm.
went relatively well in that regards, having really been the first time I've played it roughly all the way through. Scenario wise, it actually has ended up pretty historical because
Yeah, it did.
this ot did make this run, and I think that again I think this time scale's off considerably. I don't know. I need to kind of play around with the numbers on that because we were doing it to scale as far as distances were concerned.
hmm
So, any other thoughts? Any other thing aspect of it that could have been better?
Not of the game as such, but I was just wondering. Everyone has a question about Kriegspiel. I don't suppose there's anything that prevents one from doing a Kriegspiel with multiple teams.
Oh no, absolutely not. No.
Right.
Obviously,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be a historical battle, but I imagine that would be fun. Uh, yeah, and you could also could you adapt it for like a medieval battle, or
Sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I know that there are people that do some medieval Kriegspiel. Now, I don't know how they've adapted, the rules.
because there's close combat rules in this anyway. So I
I would
suppose if you
Well,
just
true.
I
Yeah.
would think that they'd probably free Creeksville it. I would think that they'd
Yeah.
just
yeah,
basically judge it from scratch.
uh-huh.
I almost yeah, the one of the main reasons I wanted to play this was because it was just the root of it, right? And it's very interesting to learn this because it shows you why other wargame designers did what they did. You almost
Yeah.
appreciate you appreciate all the other war games you have by playing this game, right? Not in a boy I don't ever want to do that again, but more in a time saving perspective.
Yeah.
Purely.
Yeah, I can imagine it being very long.
Oh, this
And
was the yeah we did pretty good though I thought.
yeah,
Yeah. I
well,
mean, we got a couple. We got some
I
good
think we got
turns
about
in.
6 or 7 turns,
hmm
one, yeah,
got
But
roughly.
some
yeah, I
action.
mean, and then thinking
But then think about that.
about what it was actually designed for, right? You would do this over a period of several days, probably, um, to train your officers, both your staff officers and then your field commanders
Hmm.
on how to conduct maneuver, the consequences of you know um, your movement across terrain, and how to properly communicate. What are you writing in your orders, and so on. All those things, and then like you said, I mean, of course, as war games develop, they obviously for time constraints that you take a different type of design, uh, from game to game, from period to period, from idea to idea on how to simulate that in something that could take an afternoon, as opposed to where you could fight something like this, to where you can get to, I guess you could say, the quote unquote end, kind of more so closer to where the battle actually ended, right?
So
Um,
there's one thing about it that was a little odd is that even if you're totally destroyed, it seemed like you could recover. At least verbatim for the rules, it seemed like you could recover. I didn't see anything that was a full route. Did anybody? Am
mhm.
I missing that? But There wasn't anything about a full route, and there really wasn't anything about morale over time, or even longer, long periods of time, or fatigue. Which,
Right. Yeah. So
and
those are things that are definitely absent from the 24 rules. Like I said, I know with later editions like the 62 and then the 84 set of rules that I want to say that they did start to add some of those things in because they are factors, right? I mean, after a while, yeah, then just from my own personal experience, right? After you're fighting for so long, you get tired, and how does the day wane on you, and how is or even if you've taken a beating, but you still have pretty good morale, how you
and
could actually still
that's
keep on going.
eventually what happens in this battle, right? Right around, I think it's around
Yeah.
3 p.m. The Austrian commander is wounded or had been wounded and left to get worked on, and then Napoleon came around
Yeah.
and pushed him. Just broke him, absolutely broke the arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Lost the battle in the morning and won it in the afternoon.
yeah,
Afternoon,
late
exactly.
afternoon even, right? All right, very good. It was a good experience, I think.
Oh,
Yep.
that's great fun.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure I'll do something else in the
Okay.
future. I'll probably clean it up considerably, but I thought it was a reasonable first go at it, especially with everybody
Oh,
being
no, yeah,
new.
definitely.
That went well.
Yep. All right, y'all.
All right,
Have a
I'll
good one.
see you guys.
You too.
All righty.
Bye.
For yourselves.